New on Curiosity Stream. She was a loving wife, a devoted mother. She also stole atomic secrets and gave them to the Soviets. Meet the woman whose deception kick-started the Cold War on the spy who stole the atom bomb. And
what if they catch you?
Then I shall be shot.
They're coming! Come back!
relive history's most death-defying escapes. It's Impossible Escapes, Civil War. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Oh, drat. I was driving along minding my own business when that vulgar leech hit my Beamer with his pickup truck. I fear I've fractured my clavicle.
I say, old boy, don't simply put it in the hands of your insurance company to sort it out. Talk with a dedicated row of solicitors at the Advocates Law Firm.
Pipe down, you old sod. The Advocates will see your case through to the bitter end and won't sleep a fortnight until they have victory in their grasp.
Jolly good, old man. Jolly good indeed. You get injured, the Advocates get results. AdvocatesLaw.com.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Stephen Throwhill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. Today we toast the Queensland Police of Queensland, Australia. They've been searching for a 30-year-old man who was wanted for a number of property crimes. But yesterday, they caught a break when they got a tip that not only was the man holed up in a house, he'd actually threatened a neighbor with a gun. So police put the entire neighborhood into lockdown. They blocked off 5 streets. They evacuated residents, and they issued an emergency declaration. Then they brought in the dog squad, and specialist negotiators were brought in, as well as an emergency response team was flown in from out of town. This was a serious operation. A couple hours into the siege, they actually gave a press conference to explain what was going on, why the area was dangerous. Finally, after a 7-hour standoff, authorities said, hell with it, we're storming the house. And nobody was home. It was a 7-hour standoff with an empty house.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They shut down the entire neighborhood, did the press conference. And, I mean, if you see pictures of this was a serious operation. The guy wasn't there. So they're like, yeah, he's still at lunch.
Our bad.
Our bad. Sorry. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola, bitchola.
You know it's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. You know it's Bad Choice Friday. Hey, man, this is your fault.
Shame on.
Today on Bad Choice Friday, it was a battle of the gin and the juice. We have the Snoop Dogg version going up against the version known by a band from the Gourds. How was the voting there, Mike, today?
It was not close at all.
It was
Miles.
not.
It was an absolute beatdown because at the end of the day, when it comes down to the original, you know it's best. We got Snoop Dogg coming in with gin and juice.
Welcome to the weekend, bitches. It's Miles and Thrill the Men's Room, 99.9 KISW Seattle.
New on Curiosity Stream.
Just because it hasn't been done before doesn't mean you can't.
Watch Earth's greatest minds forge our path to a better tomorrow. It's engineering the future. And Jaws, Star Wars, The Godfather, E.T. The biggest movies have even bigger music. From King Kong to The Dark Knight. See how musicians scored Hollywood's greatest hits on great film composers' music of the movies. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Oh, fiddlesticks!
What, Wilbur?
We just got hit and I think my back is all been out of shape.
You gotta talk with those whippersnappers at the Advocates Law Firm. They're the best injury lawyers around.
What? Pipe down, Clarence. Abner's telling me about the lawyers and the advocates. So what happened to you, Abner?
I was walking across the street with the light when some young punk came screeching around the corner. I lost a toe.
What? Shut it, Clarence. If you get injured, the advocates get results.
AdvocatesLaw.com.
The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Now for all TV news all the time, and it's time for TV Time with 10.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today, Seth Meyers.
Seth Meyers.
The Jimmys.
Jimmy Fallon and Jimmy Kimmel.
Trevor Noah.
All right.
Or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
It is right there in the title. All these guys have teams of talents and writers that come up with their monologues each and every night, and it's up to you to determine, is this an actual late-night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
Mr. Potato Head is no longer Mr. The company that makes the toy is giving the potato a new gender-neutral name, Potato Head. Even in death, they found a way to cancel Don Rickles.
Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Mr. Potato Head is no longer Mr. Hasbro, the company that makes the potato-shaped plastic toy, is giving the Spud a gender-neutral new name, Potato Head. Even in death, they found a way to cancel Don Rickles, and it's very sad.
I don't want to be mean here, but I don't think it matters if it's Mr. or Mrs. If somebody calls you Potato Head, it's not good.
It's already over the line.
Yeah.
Dr.
What are you looking at, Potato Head?
That's Mr. Potato Head.
Right? Like, would it be different if I used the name?
Actually, a doctor. Right. Dr. Potato Head.
Why don't they change it to that?
Dr. Potato Head.
Yeah, why not?
Just doctor can be anybody.
Yeah.
Even Doogie Howser was a doctor.
Yeah, but Potato Head's not like a medical doctor. It's like one of those doctors in history or something.
Like a professor.
Right. Yeah. On a recent flight from Cincinnati to Phoenix, a pilot noticed something strange in the air, which went over the plane, and it is described as a long cylinder. Cylinder object. When they heard United was like, sorry, our bad. That was our plane. The wings just fell off.
Seth Meyers.
Seth Meyers.
Jim Fallon.
Oh. This is crazy. On a recent flight from Cincinnati to Phoenix, a pilot noticed something strange in the air.
Close encounter with an apparent UFO.
We just had something go right over the top of us that, I hate to say this, looked like a long cylindrical object.
When they heard United was like, sorry, our bad, that was our plane. The wings just fell off.
Earlier today, it was reported that Lady Gaga's dog walker was shot and 2 of her dogs were stolen. The dog walker tried to scare off the attackers, but the attackers did not buy her poker face. His poker face. Jesus.
Be Ted Smith. Ted Smith.
Yeah! Damn it! I was proud of that one, but I butchered it. I should have used a less popular song, right?
No, because keep in mind, it was 2 bulldogs, and there's a famous painting of the bulldogs, in fact, playing poker. It all comes together.
Wow. Multi-level.
Yeah.
Jesus, man, that's deep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Give me another hit, bro.
We also did dogs playing pool, dogs playing poker,
sweet,
dogs bowling.
Dogs bowling?
No, I'm just kidding.
I never saw that.
Dogs playing.
I see dog skateboard.
I've seen that one. Yeah. Dog surf. Mm-hmm. Dogs in a sidecar.
The TSA released a video on Tuesday of the most unusual things that were confiscated at checkpoints in 2020. But the craziest thing found at airports in 2020, passengers.
Seth Meyers.
Jimmy Fallon.
Seth Meyers.
The TSA released a video on Tuesday of the most unusual things that were confiscated at checkpoints in 2020. But the craziest thing found in airports in 2020, passengers.
Did you guys fly at all in 2020?
Nope.
Yep.
Yeah. It is strange.
Planned on it, but nope. Well, no, that's not true. I did early January,
Yeah,
whenever I returned from Philadelphia Christmas.
I was the last week in February. So right before the crap hit.
Right. I flew in like February, and then again, I took a flight in August to go see my mom. Because I was just like, at that point, like things like the restrictions had eased. It was summertime. Everybody had their windows open. You could go wherever. So I was like, I'm going to take this chance to get on a flight and not have to do the other stuff. But yeah, it is definitely strange and cheap.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Miles, yesterday you were asking about Coming to America 2, the sequel.
Yeah, the movie.
Yeah. So you're exactly right. It is coming out in March. So it's just on the horizon. But it's funny, Eddie Murphy was on with Jimmy Fallon last night, and they asked him about making a sequel, and he was like, man, no. Like, we were never going to make a sequel.
Right.
And he's like, right, because the movie ends, and you just assume they go to live happily ever after.
Sure.
And he's like, but it's become such a big deal and like a cult movie, and people recite the lines. I mean, you forget, Eddie Murphy's been in a ton of stuff. I mean, Christ, he's Donkey on Shrek.
Right.
Right?
That's
but he was
his real
saying,
money.
like, he still gets a ton from that. And then he's also, right, it became such a cultural thing in certain circles. He was like, man, he's like, people dress up as us for Halloween.
Right.
He's like, there's a restaurant in L.A. that becomes a McDowell's.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just fun. He also, I forget, like, he's just this, we know him as an actor now, but I always forget how good of a comedian he was.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, the band Sexual Chocolate, he said he had used about 15 names calling that band. Every take, he just used a different name. It's Sexual Chocolate.
Sexual Chocolate.
That was just the one that stuck.
So it'll be good to see Arsenio Hall again.
He agrees.
I thought Arsenio was in a TV show.
I'm sure he's doing something. I just haven't seen him lately.
Yeah.
I feel like he's a guy who's probably behind the scenes, but yeah, I haven't seen him in anything.
Yeah. I know. There's probably a couple generations now that will never know how big Arsenio Hall was.
No, not for a minute, man.
I'm going to kick Leno's ass. That was a famous quote.
I remember that quote.
All right. What's a big no-no on network TV?
Cussing, nudity, smoking, drinking. Nudity, yes.
I'm sure you guys are aware. Oh, this is awkward every year. Mike knows. By the way, don't forget Black Tie.
Ah, yes.
The Golden Globes are on this Sunday on NBC. And Golden Globes, you could always make a boob joke.
Sure.
This year, you really can. During the broadcast, viewers will see most likely the very first commercial to show lactating breast on broadcast TV.
What do you mean, might possibly? If they show it, it will be.
Well, they haven't done enough research. I don't know. You never know what happened in the 50s.
If there was another time that they're lactating breasts on
maybe
TV.
an actress just got, done with giving birth and it just happened.
Right.
I used to put you back to work very quick in those days.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, it's for a company called Frida Mom. The company makes products for post-nasal breast care. So it shows the hardships of breastfeeding. I mean, it's a good product.
Sure.
Know anybody that's had a child or you have kids? Like it's not easy on the
nipples.
I was gonna say the bosoms.
You will never hear the quote, "My nipples hurt so bad," more than when a woman is breastfeeding. Right.
Right. So that's it. It says the
hardships.
break
the clamps out.
The hardships mom go through, like leaking, clogging, and a baby that just won't latch on.
I
use a chip clip.
Right.
Yeah. So basically, this commercial, there'll actually be nipples. One's going to shoot some milk out. There's nothing funny about it.
Can't wait.
And then, I like this. They say there's a low-key, hilarious moment where a mom drops a piece of popcorn on a baby's head and eats it without using her hands. But I feel like that's pretty common.
Yes,
it's a baby. You got to feed it a ton when it's first born, those first few months. Like, sorry. If I don't care. If I drop... I'm not even breastfeeding. If I had something I was eating that fell on a baby's head, like I'm eating it.
Yeah. Dude, my daughter was like a week old. I think I'm eating a Hershey bar or something, but she's in my lap. She's asleep.
Yeah.
And I'm lamenting to my wife, like, man, this is unbelievable. You know what I mean? Like, we have a baby. There's a life, right? You're having that moment. And I do everything I can to be a good father. And I look down at her forehead and I realized a piece of the chocolate had fallen out of my mouth, landed on her forehead. And because of her body heat, it now melted.
Oh.
So I just picked her up and licked it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, well,
that's my kid.
Yeah, there you go. She'll never know. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, why not?
But I stopped my conversation. That's like, I'll skip the good dad.
That's how most animals bathe their young with their tongue.
Yeah, I was eating my chocolate, though.
The message is basically care for your breasts, not just your baby. So it's good. And look, this is nothing too exciting. I mean, they're breastfeeding breast.
Yeah. Breastfeeding.
You know what I mean? It's like a timeout in a game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I came in here and said, hey, listen, they've changed the rules, you're going to see a bunch of topless women in a commercial for the Golden Globes, you'd be like, awesome.
Right.
But it's like, this is women
Golden
breastfeeding.
Globes is also one of those where on some of the movies, you had to wait a little bit to watch them,
But a lot of these went direct to online streaming services.
Yeah.
So they're already there. So if they win, you can go watch.
Well, the Golden Globes,
they're typically, some of those movies are typically, they're almost out at that point.
The Golden Globes, too, generally what I like about them is it's kind of fun. Oh, you watching the commercial?
Yeah. Oh, we have a preview of the commercial. Those are her, yep.
Yeah.
Just squeeze it and stuff in the kid's mouth.
The Golden Globes are usually kind of fun, or more fun, I think, than the Oscars, because everybody's in that room.
And they're getting drunk.
They're getting wasted. But the problem is, like, with COVID, like, I don't think there's going to be a ton of people in that room.
I don't think so. But I think people will still get wasted at home. Yeah. Because the Golden Globes already kind of let you. You know, they don't frown on that.
Yeah, and I mean, look, if you're an awards show person, which, at the end of the day, if you're an awards show person, meaning you throw award show parties, do you love movies? Do you love the arts? Or do you like parties that have to do with movies?
This is right.
Because I'm guilty of this too. Like Super Bowl. I watched the game, but the more important part was the food and the drink.
I think if you're an event planner, that's a better gig than a wedding.
Yeah, I mean, I know a ton of people that'll come. I mean, I have friends that will come over and watch sports with me that are like, I could care less about this damn college football.
But you can have fun. Yeah.
But you have fun.
Making dip.
But that's all right. If you said come to my Oscar party, like, all right. I mean, it's a party.
I won't.
But mine specifically, or
no, just you two. Mike comes every year.
Okay, that's right. Yeah,
Oscars, Golden Globes. He always wants to do the Grammys, and I'm like, dude, like it's twice a year. Like, how many tuxes am I going to rent? Limo will pick you up at 3 sharp.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah, man. Let's see this. There's a G.I. Joe series in the works.
Animated or live action?
So this will be a live action G.I. Joe series from Amazon about one of the female characters. It'll center on the undercover operative Lady J, who first appeared in the 1984 animated G.I. Joe series. Then she was turned into an action figure and written into the comics. I don't know if I'm a sexist or my parents were sexist. I don't feel like I ever had that one.
You never got Lady J?
And I had a lot of Joes.
What year did she appear, though?
84.
All right, so it would have been in that window.
Yeah. Adrian Palatica played her in the 2013 movie G.I. Joe Retaliation.
Was there another G.I. Joe movie?
I think there's been 2 Joe movies.
Okay, I feel like if you add like Retaliation, then that has to be the second one, right? Or third?
Man, I'm not sure. I loved that cartoon as a kid for 2 reasons. I just loved G.I. Joe, and then it was a good cartoon. But also I remember like when it came on, basically if I was going to be on time for school, you couldn't watch G.I. Joe. But sometimes my mom would already be at work. So sometimes my dad was being lazy. He'd be like, oh, I got time to watch G.I. Joe.
So you put it on, right?
Yeah. So it was always like you're getting away with something. If you could watch the full episode of Joe and make it to the end where they gave you a little lesson, that's awesome.
What was her saying? Was it like the more you know, or that's knowing is half the battle? Was that
right?
The thing? Okay, that's what it was.
Well, no, it's both, right? Knowing is half the battle. But yeah, I mean, they taught you something. I mean, that's where I learned that nosebleeds, you put your head forward.
That's it, G.I. Joe.
I swear to God, yeah.
You need school. Just put on G.I. Joe.
Right. Who cares if you're late for school?
You learned a valuable lesson.
I mean, it's the truth. What, are you going to walk around with a calculator in your pocket? Yeah, I kind of do now. I don't know why I'm still pissed about having to take math class. I'm still salty.
Why do I have to take math? Like, son, it's just part of what we do. It's everybody.
Not just you.
I am old enough that we had to learn how to balance a checkbook.
Yeah, I remember that stuff. And write if you are addressing a business letter versus a personal letter.
All those stuff.
You know, where you put the date and your name and all that kind of crap.
Yeah. Well, right. And all that stuff's kind of funny now, too, because it's just a little antiquated.
And you can just send an emoji that covers all of it.
And me at the time, who needs to learn how to type?
We all went through.
Yeah.
I'm not going to type.
What am I going to type?
Type every goddamn
I'll never
day
type
now.
a damn letter when I'm done with this. I will write one.
Well, I laugh sometimes, too. Like, I mean, it's changed a little bit over the years. But I remember my dad one day, he was like, balance your checkbook? And I'm like, I check my balance every day. I'm like, don't you know what your balance is in your head? Like, kind of, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so automated.
It's so
you can just write. You go on your phone, you can go on the computer. Yeah. Like, it's not that hard to figure out. Did I send out this money today? Did this, right?
And we're just writing checks and waiting?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I am not sure what goes on in that house sometimes.
Okay.
To this day. Let's see. Mike Tyson, he's mad at Hulu. They're doing an eight-part they're doing an 8-part docuseries on Mike Tyson's life called Iron Mike. But basically, they didn't talk to Mike Tyson about it. He said... I'm
going to mess you up, Hulu.
Yeah. He said, quote, the announcement on the heels of the social disparities in our country is a prime example of how Hulu's corporate greed led to this tone-deaf cultural misappropriation. Jesus, that's a misappropriation of my life story.
Who do you think wrote that for him? Look, everyone in this room knows that Mike Tyson did not write that statement.
I was kind of shocked at the language in it.
Right, because he didn't write it.
I'm going to kick your ass.
And then what his writer did was, well, Mike Tyson, I'm going to mess Hulu up. He wrote that on Mike's behalf. So, Mike, I basically told him that. Just give it a minute.
I kind of wonder what's in there, too, because, I mean, people like Tyson now, but if you're a fan of Tyson, like, first of all, he did a tour where he told you everything. Mm-hmm. And then, like, most of the bad stuff is not unknown.
No, he's put it all out there. That's one thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
right, I told him everything, Hulu.
He tells the cops everything. Let me just do this one last line of cocaine.
Do you have more cocaine? No, I did all the cocaine, but I got this one last bump.
You want a joint?
They're like, okay.
All right, buddy.
They're admitting to the crime.
Get out of the car, do the rail, get out.
Yeah. So, I mean, who knows? That's what it is. So he has an authorized stories that's in development. So he's probably upset, too, that they put this out before.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
Which
I was working on something fabulous.
Look, if I think Mike Tyson is the guy that if he was partnered with someone, which he obviously isn't doing something, that he'd be like, look, I'll tell you everything. You know, let's not,
whether you want to know or not.
Like, let's not. We don't have to think what we need to know. I'm here to tell you what happened. I was there. It's my life. Like, I'll answer any question you have. I can't imagine what someone would do if you speculated what the truth.
I wouldn't ask him anything.
You know what I mean?
I know he'd be honest, but I wouldn't ask him anything. I just keep working, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
My last business partner punched him in the nose bone.
Yeah, and that's one of those things, too, is like, I love documentaries, I like docuseries, but it's much better when the person is there and when I actually talk.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like the Aaron Hernandez one, obviously not the best individual ever, but it's also kind of weird that you can't hear anything he said, right? Mm-hmm. You just see the crimes and this and that. So, yeah, I'm with Mike Tyson. Like, I'm sure I'll still watch it because it's about Mike Tyson.
That's why he's mad.
Right.
And everybody watch it anyway. I'm going to watch it, not Mike Tyson. That's thinking he's going to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, like, at this point, right, like, I'm on another kick with all the narcos and that kind of stuff. So I've been watching stuff on El Chapo and his wife and this and that. And eventually I'm like, I kind of hope they interview him, you know?
Like, what do you have to say then? They're right. I lived well, brother.
Mm-hmm. Well, some of the crazy stuff is just the stuff that happens in jails and everything.
Yeah, jails are a whole different ecosystem, man.
Yeah, and, like, he's one of those people that, like, got stronger in jail and then got out and went back down and ran the cartels and everything.
Right.
It's like, man, it is wild.
He didn't do as many push-ups as Tyson did, though.
You know what? I'm sure he kept a regimen. You'd be shocked. I've watched a ton of jail
shows. You get bored.
Like, some of those real big prisons and stuff, like, if you're in certain gangs or cliques or whatever you want to call them, like, you have to do the workouts in the yard every day. Like, you'll get in trouble if you don't show up for the workouts. Or
they're like trainers. Come on, Chet. Get off that bunk. Let's get down there. It's leg day. You're not skipping it. Come on.
I don't want to shank you, bro.
I don't think it's that friendly. Right.
Get on that Peloton.
We shanked Gary, bro. You saw we did it in the shower, standing right in the kitchen. He bled out, man.
Now, Chad's going to take you through 30 minutes. It's going to be basically an alpine uphill workout.
Come on, let's
go. I need
go.
you to get off that seat, stick that ass in the air, and pedal your butt off.
Bro, you do this, you get 2 cups of Pruno tonight.
Mm-hmm. But I want the girl with the boobs. No, can't have her. You get Chaz.
This weekend, Saturday Night Live, Nick Jonas will be hosting and the musical guest. A thrill, don't give me that look. Everybody knows how you love the Jonas Brothers, especially Nick.
Are they back together?
No. This is Nick Jonas.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm sure
they're still together.
Tour. Yeah,
right. They're still brothers.
They are.
Yeah, they'll always be.
He's hosting that. And if you want to watch the Golden Globes, that'll be NBC. Tina Fey and Amy Poehler are going to return to host that.
Okay.
Sunday night.
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You are listening to The Men's Room.
New on Curiosity Stream, she was a loving wife, a devoted mother. She also stole atomic secrets and gave them to the Soviets. Meet the woman whose deception kick-started the Cold War on the spy who stole the atom bomb. And
what if they catch you?
Then I shall be shot.
They're coming! Come back!
Relive history's most death-defying escapes. It's Impossible Escapes, Civil War. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit CuriosityStream.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Bro, gnarly. What's up, Taylor? Dude, that nerd in his electric hybrid totally blew the light while texting his yuppie friends.
That's so bogus, bro. Are you hurt?
Yeah, like I can't move my hips, bro. I think I broke my pelvis, man. Dude, no way.
Taylor, you need to drop a dime and talk with the lawyers at the Advocates Law Firm.
No way, can't afford that, bro.
Your crotch is broken, man, and they don't earn any money unless they win your case.
Dude, no way.
You get injured, the advocates get results. Contact them today at advocateslaw.com.
Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go to Colorado, where a man jumps in the back of his stolen truck and then goes for a ride. We go down under for a purse thief attacking Meemaw, and he was denied. California Highway Patrol deals with a weekend at Bernie's type situation. Man in road rage incident thought a woman needed a little hydration, and a Navy officer who lived with prostitutes catches a break from an appeals court. It is time for your headline.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my cock.
All right, top story. We go to the lovely city of Chehalis, Washington, where a woman is facing assault charges. The woman claims that all her roommates hate her because she's prettier than all of them.
Okay.
And tensions boiled to the point that she actually took up arms against them. After an argument got hostile, the woman attacked her roommate with a frying pan and then eventually a broomstick. After the roommate defended herself with a cutting board, the woman started throwing things such as a knife and an axe at the roommate.
Because she wasn't the hottest girl in Chehalis?
No, because she is Ted, and her friends hate her for it. That's right, my bad.
Yeah, it sounds a little methy.
Thank God, neither of those sharp objects that she threw at her roommate there caused any serious damage.
An axe?
An axe. She threw a knife and an axe.
Jesus.
Now, I'm not saying that she's probably any kind of professional at throwing these sharp objects. However, you never friggin' know.
No, throwing a knife, the problem is an axe is just big and heavy. So, you don't have to hit them with the blade. You probably still get hurt.
These are facts. In other news, there's a woman online that makes Jell-O molds that are worth taking a look at, because you certainly aren't going to eat them. She shared the photos online of intricate molds containing fruits and beautiful garnishes, but when the lights go out, the lamps within them light up. They are actually Jell-O mold lamps.
They look pretty cool, but we're like, you're wasting food.
Still looks like a Jell-O mold.
I don't think that there's actually food in them. I think it's all like acrylic or like, what's it called? Epoxy.
Okay. Because we were looking at them earlier. There's one, what was it, like SpaghettiOs and Vienna sausage.
Oh, yeah.
Made both of us quite uncomfortable. But when you lit it up, it looked pretty cool.
Great.
But
the other one has like fruits. There was like a full-on lime one that's got a good dish. So it's just a little table lamp, and it is what it is. But
right.
I'm still looking at a delicious Jell-O mold, and I want some of it. And now that I hear that it's just a lamp and it's probably made of acrylic, now I'm just mad.
You ever eaten Jell-O mold?
Yeah, a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
You never?
I don't know that I've ever actually seen one in person.
Really?
Oh, no kidding.
With like the marshmallows and crap
Yeah,
in
the
there?
fruit in there.
Yeah.
Oh, they're horrible.
Oh, they're great.
Sometimes they'll put like shredded carrots. It's terrible.
It depends what's in it.
Depends
But
on, yeah.
Typically, it was like a fruit medley in there.
Sometimes. Or if they go coconut,
I've
it pisses
eaten
me
like
off.
the salty pretzel bottom with the Jell-O and then the whipped cream on it.
Yeah.
I get you.
That's good.
That's real good.
My mom used to make one around the holidays that had like cranberries or some other fruit in there. It had one of those little tiny like tangerine babies. And then there was like Cool Whip inside of it. It was really kind of gross looking. Absolutely delicious.
Okay.
All right, Mike, you make Jell-O shots. Can you make a giant Jell-O shot? Because then I'd eat Jell-O mold if it had booze in it.
You know what, Ted? Just for you, I'll see if I can get that one done.
Ooh, sounds like
You
a
get like
project.
a slice.
Summertime project.
Boom.
Of liquor Jell-O.
Jell-O.
I'll tell you what, if you soak that fruit, man, and some something else and put it in there, you might not have to add any vodka to the actual Jell-O.
What happened to the party?
Yeah,
Everybody fell asleep at 6. Mike made a Jell-O mold full of booze.
Who wants a slice?
I make another one.
We all know the dangers of Australia, but now we're seeing that the people can be just as dangerous. An older woman was enjoying her time at a local tavern when a thief wearing flip-flops ran by, stealing her bag and taking off. Instead of standing there helpless, the grandmother took off after the thief, tackling him to the ground, put him in a headlock, and wrestled with him until he was eventually able to free himself. She kept a hold of her bag as the thief broke the clinch and took off, and she managed to get one final strike in, throwing his own flip-flop after him as he ran away. The entire incident was caught on surveillance footage.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
It is. And I don't endorse this at all, but I want every single person to laugh at this guy because he got his ass handed to him by the little old lady that he thought was an easy mark at a tavern.
Uh-huh.
Good on you. Well done. She absolutely nailed it.
Yeah, and you should never commit crime, but like, how is that guy going to show his face? Like, grandma tackled you.
Right.
We watched it on video, bro.
Never commit a crime, but especially you. You are really, really bad at it.
Yeah.
Who goes in flip-flops? Moron. In Ontario, a road rage incident ended badly for the instigator. The rager was driving a blue van down the road and got frustrated when the car he was tailgating wouldn't move out of the way. Seizing opportunity, the van was able to get out and around the car via the passenger side, and he came up alongside of him, where he proceeded to throw a half-full bottle of water into the open passenger window, striking said passenger. He then berated those in the car on their bad driving habits before taking off. Luckily for the assaulted party, the van had his company's phone number stuck to the back of it, where they were able to get a hold of him and let them know just how bad their employee was driving.
Yeah. I mean, even if your van has the name of the company.
Right.
Right.
I mean,
You're
it doesn't
driving
have the phone number. I can figure out how to get that number if I know the name of where you're working.
Right.
Pretty easy.
See, if I want to sabotage
Thank
something,
God
that's
that
what I
van
do.
had a number on it for Allied Electric. Or, look up Allied Electric. Come on.
Right.
Detectives.
That's how I get my enemies in trouble. I just write their company's name on the side of my car and just drive really fast.
I think everybody should have their phone number on the back of the car anyway, so you can call them and go, get out of that fast lane.
Right.
Hey, dude, I'm right behind you.
My old man has a theory, and I believe this one. Every car should come equipped with a paintball gun. That way, if somebody's driving badly, just right against the back. That way, if you come up against somebody that's got a bunch of paint in the back of their car, they're a bad driver.
I like the phone call better only because some people are like, hey, man, are you ever going to pull to the left because your blinker's been off for 2 goddamn miles? And I really just want to pass you, but I don't know what you're going to do.
It seems that you have 7 Star Wars characters on board. I'm just curious.
Which one are you?
If that is Boba Fett or the Mandalorian.
Can you tell your kid to quit flipping me off?
Do you live in Hawaii, or is the sticker for just the back of the car? I need to know. Did you go on vacation and say, you know what I need? I need a Hawaii sticker for my back window. Or are you really from Hawaii?
Did you actually run the marathon? Yeah, I'm just calling because I see the sticker on the back of the car.
What was your time, bitch?
You know
How long ago was it?
I went to that school, too. I wasn't on honor roll.
I'm driving a Chevy, and apparently Calvin is peeing on it.
And that is it for your headlines. With that, my clock is out.
Thank you, brother. We appreciate it. Bitches, enjoy the weekend. We'll see you again on Monday for your guesses as good as mine and the random question.
Yes, indeed. It is all true. But in the meantime, we be all up out this bitch. So until next time, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.